As we're back on board here, we got another fight going down at these kind of colored cabins, the colored lake houses that happened on the side here. We have Skype being contested again off the start. However, he's picked up double SMG, which is a lot of pressure in the early game. We talked about kind of just how strong the rare SMG can be, but able to put the two together and kind of catch somebody off guard for when they think you would need to reload just like that. We saw Tamir kind of come out of that first fight in an okay spot, but Skype now gonna take it away. He'll get this very, very out-of-the-way drop spot now completely uncontested for himself. Sub 100 effective HP, so this could be an opportunity for the E11 player to come in and kind of clean up right now. Sees the player trying to hide in one of those cones, and he's gonna get aggressive right away, dropping down 63 tag, and that's a free elim going over. That also will give him the drum gun, gives him the agency card as well, and now Baye sitting in a great spot.
I like that he hasn't just committed to fully focusing on that. The shot's going to come on through. He is going to get the pressure off of him for now. And I don't like that he's thinking about going back in the vault. He needs to go aggressive with the drum gun, and that's the power of it. He takes down Knife. And you said, you know what, you don't want to run at the drum gun player. You don't even want to stand near them, because it's showing its prowess here today.
Which is there's not a lot of materials around it. He's going to be able to get them, as we see Zombie setting up an ambush from the high ground. 64 right away coming out with the burst, trying to go forward before this player can get any shields up. He has the heavy snipe, but he needs to find the right angle. Able to find one where there's only one wall in between, and then pushes forward with the SMG. Nice little finish up there. Scram going down to Zombie, as Flame also picks up Perinkle in the Elam feed. Generally, we've seen this end in only one way. Can the Gambit player put enough room between himself and get enough space to kind of get off one of those pump shots or squeeze an attack shot before Baye is able to close the gap? He's able to get one, but we talked about it. They have to be two big shots. 32 comes out. Another one comes out, but Baye swapping over to that rare shotgun, able to close it out. A brilliant switch there as the player tried to get aggressive.
But the E11 player coming over the top, as Reyes down below, we at the disadvantage. He doesn't have as good as loot. He doesn't have as good of materials as well. Harpoon, though, going to be used, and this is not something we've seen as much as I would like. As a drum gun just going to come through. Reyes trying to make something happen. You saw the harpoon trying to be used there, but I think it was just an accidental usage. As continued spray here from the E11 player to keep the pressure up. But shots going through. Reyes going on the offensive now. Shots not connecting there as Baye is dominating the competition.
Another really good push from him coming out there. Again, you can see him kind of establishing control and using the drum gun to pressure through, and kind of how does that gameplay stick together, as we see Cartoon coming over to third party this other fight. Wants to get in on that 1v1, try and take advantage of them not paying attention. Dives in that player's box, hits a huge tack shot, and Devour Walls gets devoured himself. Back to lobby you go, and Cartoon immediately takes what was a 1v1 between these two players and makes it a 1v2 for himself. Trading out some good shots on this tight angle now with that pump shotgun that he was able to pick up. Does have the option to just disengage, is sitting on a veritable horde of floppers and slurpfish, so you can see how he desperately just kind of wants to keep that own space, and Boyer is going to opt to actually disengage away from that fight. Not something we see a ton out of Europe, but Boyer, being one of the veterans, is not afraid to get away from it. However, his E11 counterpart on the other side says, disengage from a fight? What's that? As he continues running towards this player and maintaining high ground control consistently. Again, the mobile player Baye not getting a call this time and getting kicked off his phone, doing a great job to put some pressure onto his opponent. And again, swapping over to that tack shotgun whenever he can in these close range fights, using the drum gun to get in, sticks with it that time as he catches Sikakwa with his, honestly, with his builds out. Really shouldn't have been in that situation when you left your edit out above you. Who's underneath right now trying to get off the large pot. And Astro SMZ is going to be the benefactor of this, considering all the pressure's off from him. If he wants to leave, he can go rotate away, as there's two other players on the opposite side of this dam who could make rotating away from this difficult, but we're getting EU special here where it's the edge of the third zone and people just want to start box fighting.
It is the EU special indeed. I want to point out that Baye did go down. Elimination came through as these fights were breaking through, and that's really big, right? He got those 6 eliminations, 7 maybe.
some really great up-and-comers also coming out of the open track and being able to make a name for themselves. D-Roller, particularly over in NAE's last week with an amazing performance, as Astro picks up Percolino. That's a nice little kind of retribution elimination. He was like, hey, that was for holding me on the edge of the zone. If you're going to be over there out in the open, the heavy snipe again paying off dividends, and back to back. Don't call him Drake. Astro picking up a nice little refresher there. And he's going to pick up a launch pad, so another big pot for his troubles. Upgrades to his rifle, as well as I think he'll get an upgrade on his shotgun. If not, though, still plenty worth it. And he's going to use that nice little bonus of just hucking forward the utility to make sure he brings everything with him to the edge of the zone.
To get that quick scope there, as we swap over here to Yagsu, who's in the middle of Lazy Lake, like you talked about, 37 players. It is going to slow down. This is where, in Fortnite, you're sitting in your box, you're looking for all the information that you can. Like Yagsu here is looking to try to get any information on rotation. He sees these players moving, he sees players peeking at players moving over the top of him. This is going to allow him to get some shots, and now he's going to be able to get his rotate. He can follow Crystal right behind, does not have to worry about getting shot because those builds are going to protect him. That shotgun shot there, while it didn't really do much, that just kept up the reminder in Crystal's head, hey, I'm behind you. Hey, I'm behind you. Yagsu, very, very smart rotate here for him. He is more likely going to be able to make it in as we swap over to a wide shot here. Boyer there, Captain Win. You see Astro still on that little island. See if he's going to have to get off of it, and he is. Captain Win, though, in a very good spot on a natural high ground here. Inventory looking great. He set himself up in a really good spot to get a victory.
However, as we talked about, considering the game going to slow down a little bit during this circumstance, pretty much everyone has already made it into this fourth zone. So kind of the next onus, as I say that, you see Baby Mongrel getting picked up down there. Captain Wind able to capitalize on that and throws a little bit of best mates out there for the BM, letting him know, hey, we're still friends, but I'll take those 4 points. Skype in a great opportunity to shoot the rest of the lobby as they rotate. Instead, just going to rotate himself, catches the player in the open with attack shotgun as they're gliding. Not something you generally see, but a ton of huge tags going through, so expect him to get aggressive on this player.
Aggressive indeed. That player popping bandages and Captain Wind going down. That was reminiscent of those high ground plays back in the day with the combat shotgun shooting people out of the air. The Skype says, you know what? I don't need a combat shotgun. I've got a tactical shotgun. I'm going to make it work. A very good play there by him as he's going to pick up an elimination, get into his own, have all these extra mats as well. Sky coming back into this game, definitely looking stronger than he did in that first game, as we do see a Vesta Void making a rotation, Bad Sniper making a rotation, Dogsu making the rotation, as the Vesta Void makes it in, has now picked up the drum gun there, so it looks like he maybe take down ball, maybe got an elimination that took down the player that took down ball, but now in a very good spot is Parton just going to get beamed out of the air.
But attention goes to a Vesta Void, who's sitting on the Midas drum gun, has plenty of floppers as well as an epic pump, and is going to look to catch a player, and he does a great shot baiting the launch pad, picking up Sneeze Bob, and then thought about going towards high ground, but instead just going to go to far side of zone and box himself up. Brilliantly played, tons of materials coming out from him, so you can see him aggressively 90ing up for the high ground, going straight for his massive brick, making sure he's not up too high, but some really, really well played and well executed Fortnite coming from a Vesta Void right now.
A very good elimination coming through as well, and you said excellent plays and excellent Fortnite gameplay right here on your screen from Vesta Void. You talked about how he didn't want to go for high ground. Well, he did, but his in-game game plan was to take it himself after he landed. The shots coming through, player on top of him, drum gun going to be used, down to 102 effective. Does need to take time to pop these minis, but pressure going to continue to come through, whether it's launch pads, the grappler still in play. This player chopping him down. A lot of damage taken here by Void. Does have 69 effective HP. Does have floppers as well. Ed is coming through, not able to pop the flopper in time. The pressure was too much. Unfortunately, he's going to have to give up high ground now. He's going to get a little bit of reprieve as it's going back over these old builds, but he's going to have to pick up an elimination.
Yeah, and I don't know if he realized that his flopper didn't pop in that situation. There's a time where if you cancel the animation, it looks like you were almost able to eat it. Instead, what he's going to do is he's going to sneak out back into the storm and then opt to eat it, so making sure he gets the maximum effectiveness out of it, trying to make Bad Sniper lose track of him, but Bad Sniper is constantly checking his back, making sure he's there, and Bad Sniper, unfortunately, is going to recognize that he has to give up the high ground. You can see him actually going to knock himself down in favor of knocking down Void, which forces him to use the launch pad, and Bad Sniper just rips him apart. That could not have been played better by the French player. Brilliantly done there, as now we swing on down to the low ground. It's Train Hard's Yaxuo. We've hopped on a number of times when setting up the ambushes. Now has pretty much uncontested low ground, but running low on mats as we hit our top 10 with Bad Sniper picking up denial.
200 IQ play there from Bad Sniper. The question is, can he convert it into that victory royale? As Yaxo, you talked about, has been very, very good, but he's running out of mats. He's getting desperate, as you see, looking for any elimination, looking backside his own. Why did a player there? Harpoon being used just to clear out any builds that he can. Needs to make a play, and he does. So Slight going down. Nice shots as well, again, from Yaxo. Does have that player whited as well. Another elimination going on over here to Yaxo. Another one. 200 pump coming out there from Yaxo. 5 eliminations just like that. He's back in the game. Needs to pop them in. He needs to get the mats as well from the elimination. He's got the grappler down there as well. As Skite going in. Skite actually, I believe, picked up the grappler, but he's going down to Yaxo as well, who's picking up 6 eliminations right now. A 1v1v1, and all of a sudden Skite looking, Yaxo looking very good. Skite tried to make something happen, but wasn't able to. His grappler going up. Yaxo going for high. He does end up taking it there, but will he be able to convert it into a victory royale?
He's only sitting on 65 effective HP, no additional heals going through. Bad Sniper, who we saw make the great play to force down the other opponents, now in control there. Yaxo, however, says, I don't care about your control. I have a pump in a dream. I've been hitting players with it. No more builds, but still has the grappler going to drop on top of the cone, and that makes a difference between him not getting eliminated, but he's not able to hit the shot. The first miss we've seen all late game out of Yaxuo, unfortunately, drops him down.
Standing to see right now where players are at, how things are going. And look at this, cool as Carrot. He's making his return there right now, holding down that #1 spot.